What up, guys? So it's the next day from the last vid I made, and fucking early. I stayed up till like 2 in the morning last night, fell asleep at 3, woke up at 9, and just finished having some coffee, watched a couple J Smart vids from Import Alliance, and about to get on this workload I got today for the Lexus. Still a little bit out of it, tired as shit. But after I filmed that vid yesterday, I went to Harbor Freight AutoZone to pick up a couple things. I got this shit right here. This was an impulse buy, but I need it because I'm going to have to slap some on this gasket right here to get it to stick to the back of the CV shaft and mount it up against the transmission. Then I went to Harbor Freight and they didn't have the right size socket. They did. They didn't have it in a single set socket. Like they didn't have you know what I'm saying, single socket. They didn't have that and they didn't have this. So I had to go to fucking AutoZone, pick up that, and then when I got there I looked at these right here, realized, motherfucker, I forgot to bring a bolt to see what size I need, because I only have like a mini set for this. So I have a mini set and I don't have an 8mm. So yeah, I picked up these right here, the adapters for the 1/2 inch to 3/8 or 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch at Harbor Freight, and I got these gloves right here because I have a burn. I can't be getting these gloves dirty because this glove is serving a purpose to make sure there's less scarring and make sure the skin doesn't overgrow on my hand, so it heals properly on my 2nd degree burn. So I got these two things from Harbor Freight. Definitely needed those. This was $1 on sale. This was like $7 for this shit. Now, I tried this out at Harbor Freight, and in my old ways, I would have pocketed this off. I would have pulled it right off the set and put them in my pocket. But I don't live like that no more, so decided to go to AutoZone and pay for these two. And then I went back right before I had work, picked up an 8mm right here. So I got everything I need for today right now, minus the can tap for the R12. I didn't get that yet. The mail hasn't come yet, but it's definitely coming today. So it's about 10 o'clock right now. We're going to start this axle. And by the time I'm done with that, it pretty much done. Oh yeah, and the tie rod I'm doing. By the time I'm pretty much done with that, the mail should be here. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start jacking up the car, breaking the lugs loose, and I'm going to break the axle nut loose right now. And I'll get back to you guys when I get all that done. Already ran into a problem trying to get that axle bolt off. I didn't have a breaker bar. The socket's a little off, so I'm going to pick up a breaker bar right now. I have 2 ratchets, 3/8 ratchets. Broke one of them by using a long steel pole to try and break that ball loose, so that's broken. I'm going to go pick up this 1/2 inch breaker bar, get back to it. It is such a beautiful day out. Woke up, it was 30 degrees. It's got to be close to 70 right now. So it's going to be a perfect day to do this axle and do the AC. So, can't wait. Finally got it, guys. Gonna screw this bolt off all the way, take the wheel off, and we're game. Safety first. Back the bolt up. So I'm gonna it looks like you're gonna have to actually remove the tie rod end regardless to do the axle. So what we're going to do now is take that cotter pin off, back that bolt off. It looks like a 17, maybe a 19, and get that out. Alright, that bolt was an 11/16. And now what we're going to do is we're going to clean this up with some brake clean, find out the size of the wrench, put a wrench right there, and put another wrench at the end right here where there are two grooves. I don't know if you can see that. And we're going to back this bolt off, and we're going to mark it so it's lined up. That's what you would do if you're going to keep this tie rod. You're going to mark it on the bolt and on the tie rod end itself. Back this bolt off, finish taking the bolt off. We'll hammer it up a couple times, bounce that off. I'm not reusing this, so I'm going to destroy it. I don't care to get it off. So yeah, we're going to back this bolt off right now and hammer it out. Alright, I cleaned it up a little bit. I cleaned the threads off so it goes for easy spin off. I mean, you could freely move the bolt when you break it. All I used was brake clean and a toothbrush, and this right here is solid 3/4. You put a wrench on that bolt. And if you clean it up and you see there's another groove right here, which is also a 3/4. And what you do is you hold this one and back off the other bolt if you don't want to damage your tie rod. But I don't give a shit about this. I'm just showing you guys how to do it. Alright, so I got the bolt moving freely right now. And here you go. And then what we're going to do is, if you're getting a new tie rod like me and you're not going to mark them, you want to see if they're the exact same size. This way you don't have to do any measurements or how many threads you twisted backwards. I only did it just enough to break the bolt loose so I could spin this off when I get this thing off right now. What we're going to do is you're going to hammer it up with the bolt on like that until it breaks loose, but use a hammer. So I'm going to do that right now and film next clip when I get it off. This is probably going to be a part 2 video, or maybe even 3 parts, because I want to show you guys how to do this right. Alright, it's moving freely if you could hear. Now what you're going to do is you're going to back that bolt off completely, just like that. And there you go. Now you're going to spin this off and slap your new one on. And it's vice versa both ways. Spins off, spins on. Let's go do it. Right now, if you were going to do just a tie rod, you would have screwed it back on, lined it up, make sure it looks the same exact way it came out. Just like that. You would put the tie rod end back into the steering. Fuck. Man, the other one was so loose. This one's tight as shit. You want to put the tie rod back into the hole where it's sat. You grab your brand new bolt, screw it back on till it's tight, put the cotter pin in, slap the wheel back on, you're done. But we're not doing just the tie rod, we're doing the axle too. I wish I had enough money for the ball joint, I would have been doing that, but I didn't, so yeah, let's go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to back this off, smash the fuck out of it with a hammer, and then we're going to unbolt those. Alright guys, so what I did to make this easier, it's going to be real quick. I broke the bottom bolt loose, and I couldn't get to any other bolt. I mean, a couple of them I could. So what I did was, and I recommend you do it, but not the way I did. Do it safely. I jacked this side up so I could put it in neutral, and I chocked the rear wheels up and pulled the e-brake up as hard as I can first. So the front wheels are freely open to spin. And what you do is, if you look back there, you can see the bolts spinning. You put it in neutral and spin from right here, so this way you can get to the access to the bolts easier, and you just take them off like that. So you move the wheel, get to the bolt, easiest position you can, put it in park, break it loose, and repeat until you get all 8 bolts off. Part 1, be sure to comment, rate, subscribe. Part 2 will be up in a couple hours. Be sure to check that out. And this is going to be the video on how to do the axle and tie rod. Peace.